Alright, y'all. So I want to today discuss if you should pull your plants or not. Um, this is more pertain to people who grow in the South. I live in zone. I live in zone 8. So if you live anywhere near 8, I would say the same is probably going to be for at least northern Louisiana, southern Louisiana too. Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, places like that. If I don't come out here every day, y'all, if I don't come out here every day. Let me edit that part out. So, like I said, I want to talk about pulling your plants. So right here, I got a mixture of stuff. And it's growing up bamboo poles, but I got a mixture of stuff. I got I got Lady Cream Peas, and I got Kentucky Wonders. Now, I'm pretty much going to talk about the Kentucky Wonders first. I'll talk about the Lady Cream Peas in a minute. So, my Kentucky Wonder plants have been in since, I think I planted the seeds in February or March, one of the two. Now, in my experience, what I find is the Kentucky Wonders, they will still have flowers and all that great stuff, but they won't set fruit. I'm going to see if I can find some flowers for y'all. They'll stop setting fruit when it gets hot. They do just like tomatoes. When it gets really hot, they stop setting fruit. Or they stop making beans, I should say. And, see, all I see is a bunch of little beans. See, those were flowers probably yesterday. And the day I come out and film and want to show you guys flowers, there aren't any. And the ones I'm picking, I'm throwing them down in a spot where I could get them in a minute. But you do want to keep picking, because if you don't, your plants will start to die on you. Okay, here's one that hasn't opened up yet. Y'all see that? Yeah, there's one that hasn't opened up yet. And you see there, the end of that stalk has a bunch of flowers. Okay? So, now that it's starting to cool off some, my Kentucky Wonders are back to producing beans again. And here's one down here that's open. See, can y'all see that? So, that flower there is open. Now, in the middle of the summer, the heat of the summer, it'll do just like tomatoes. It'll put out flowers, but they'll never turn into beans. And then when it cools back off, well, I get some bean production before it gets hot too. Before it gets hot, I get some production. I'm going to be honest and tell y'all, for me, I get the most production now. Now, they don't look the greatest. You can tell they look kind of, the leaves aren't the greenest, the most green, consistent color. But I'm not really worried about that. As long as it's putting out beans, I really don't care. And a lot of times, they start looking like this just because they've been out here a while and all that kind of stuff. They've been weathering the elements and, But as long as they keep putting out beans, I'm going to leave them. Because I notice a lot of people pull stuff, and it's around this time of the year that, like, as you can see here and there, I'm pulling off mature beans. See, I couldn't find no flowers earlier. Let's see. Yeah, I see them too. There go some flowers right there. There go some more up in there. But if you pull this, I guarantee you in the South, if you're like me and you don't even get frost until after November or December, you're missing out. Because what's going to happen is you're going to pull your plants and you're probably going to miss out on some pounds of beans. Like, right about now is when they start, like every day, I have about 5 or 6 beans ready. But here in a minute, I promise you I'm going to come out here and I'm going to pick like a pound one day and I'm going to think I got them all. And then the next day, I'm going to come out here and it'll be another pound out here. Now, granted, you do miss some of them, but they'll start making just that fast. But like I said, I see so many people pulling stuff. Now, I will say, if you're getting ready for your fall garden and you don't have a spot for it, if you got a small garden or something like that, and you can't leave them in because you need to plant your stuff, okay, I understand that. But, like, I'm just going to leave these 2 beds. Look at all the other beds I got. because I've already put corn here. I put corn in all those. Right there you can't tell because it's an eggplant in the way. But yeah, so if you got space to kind of leave them for a little while. I think last year I left mine until we got a frost. The lady cream peas, I did the same thing last year. I left them until we got a frost. Now I got a couple of volunteer lady cream peas in these beds. I'm going to leave those, but these over here, because I want to show you there's a difference with these particular. Now, you see these peas I'm pulling, they ready. They ready to come off. But I also want to show you that this is real life here. I want y'all to notice how you mostly see leaves now. If you look at my previous videos, you will see peas all over this plant, like green ones, stuff like that. You'll see peas all over. There's ants on that. Alright, they all got ghosts. Alright, so but you're not seeing a whole bunch of peas anymore. Also, you're seeing a bunch of yellowing of the leaves. Thought something was on me. You start seeing a bunch of yellowing of the leaves and not many peas, not much production. There's a flower right there. But still, I'm not seeing much production. I do see a couple of peas in there. Some there. You know, it's a few little ones here and there. This is a little bit of new growth. But for the most part, you can kind of see they starting to look kind of haggardly. So these, they coming out because they're slowing down in production. And I'm going to be honest, peas, especially these, produce well in the heat. So now that it's cooling off, they're going to slow down and they're going to stop producing. So it makes sense for me to pull them. You understand what I'm saying? So those over there produce better when it's cooler. It does not make sense for me to pull them because it's finna get cool again. These like the heat. I need to pull this. This is in the way. So I'm going to give a little bit more time for stuff like this to ripen up. And I do have some itty bitty stuff like this. I don't know if I'm going to let that ripen or not. It just depends on how fast that goes. I got a couple, they climbed up this and grew over there. Y'all can see them peas right there. And the only reason I'm not going to pull my lady cream peas over there is because they have intertwined themselves with the Kentucky Wonders. And it's going to be almost impossible for me to get them out. As you can see, there goes some right there. I got some that's ready up there. I need to get a ladder and get them. But, yeah. So, in this case scenario, always kind of think about that. You know, what you pulling, when you pulling it, and why. Because you actually might be pulling stuff and you could still be getting a harvest on it. For instance, it's cooling off on these tomatoes as well. My tomatoes didn't do good this year, y'all. I admit. I think part of it was me being late to the draw, and I think another part of it was just, I don't know, this year wasn't that good for me for gardening harvest-wise. But as you can see, I got some currant tomatoes set down there. Let's see. There goes some green ones right there. You know, when it cools off, your tomatoes going to go back to setting fruit. They really can't set when it's super, super hot. So, if you got some tomatoes that look okay, like, you see this tomato plant here? It looks good. It's got a couple of blooms on it. I think that's ready to come off. Let's see. I think that did set. Can y'all see in there? It looks like it might have set. We'll see. We'll see in a couple of days if it starts swelling up. But same thing with this tomato. It's looking pretty good. My current tomatoes are doing what they always do, vining out everywhere. That whole thing, all that's one plant. All that tomato you see in there is one plant. So if you ever grow current tomatoes and you don't sucker them, get ready. They turn into a jungle. But can y'all see right in there? All those tomatoes? I'd be a fool to start pulling this when it's about to go back to making really good. So I'm not going to pull my tomatoes. This thing here, I don't really know what it's going to do. I've never grown this variety, so I can't say what I'm going to do on that. Eggplants tend to like the heat. I got a feeling that these are going to make these little eggplants, and then the plant probably going to peter out. But this is my first year growing eggplants. So I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but can y'all see that? I got a nice size eggplant right there. I got a nice size one over here, and I got a nice size one right there. And this one is growing, but it's not that big. It's about 2 inches. So yeah, I'm gonna pull that stuff. It's not gonna do anything. Once again, this tomato plant is the best looking tomato plant I got. I don't even know what it is. It's a volunteer. But it wasn't setting fruit because it was too hot. I just hit those blossoms, and maybe it'll go ahead and set some fruit for me. So that's what I'm hoping for. This melon here, these 2 melons I got in this bra. Melons usually like the heat as well, but I'm just trying to let those 2 melons get ripened. It looked like it's trying to take all this energy and put into the melons, because you see a lot of this stuff died back, and all this stuff didn't die back until the melons got on there, and it didn't set any more fruit. So it's letting me know the plant's got as much fruit on it as it can handle. So and I did feed it a little bit. It's look like it's dying back some, but I'm not surprised. It's the end of the season. This plant been out here for a while. But like I said, I'm going to try to let the melons get ripe, and that's coming out, because melons, they not going to do good in heat. It's just pointless. So, there's some more currant tomatoes here. These, I hadn't seen any tomatoes on them, but that don't mean nothing. They'll sneak and put some on. And they so little, and when they green, it's hard to spot them anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to tell you all about. Another thing, I always see people asking or saying something about growing greens or whatever, and it seems like some people seem to think they either only grow in the winter or only grow in the summer. Greens, you can grow them year round, especially if you're in a southern climate. If you get snow, a heavy snow will kill them. But if you just get like light frost or something like that, it probably won't kill them. But here's the thing, as a gardener, be willing to experiment. Be willing to try something. I hate to say it, collard seeds are so cheap. If you're worried about losing a couple of collard plants, you might want to get another job or do something else, because something ain't right. Because collard seeds is like 99 cents. I'll give you some if you're worried about that. But I grow collards year round. I grow kale year round. For the simple fact that we just don't get snow like that enough to kill them. In the wintertime, a nice frost on these will make these taste absolutely delicious. Now, I will tell you, in the summertime, you're going to fight the worms. You're going to fight the cabbage lupus and any other caterpillar that likes brassicas. Any brassica. That goes for broccoli, cabbage, Brussels, any of that stuff. But y'all can see my plants is bouncing back again. I had a little bit of worm damage, but y'all can see it's nowhere near what it was, because y'all know them leaves was skeletonized before. But I got some new fresh stuff coming in right there. Same thing over here. I had a little bit of damage. The worms came back a little bit, but the worms getting ready to go in for good. In the wintertime, I don't put nothing on this stuff. I just let it grow. And my collards and stuff, they tend to do the best. Excuse me, y'all. They tend to do the best in the fall and winter months. So just keep growing that stuff. Same thing with rosemary. Same thing with oregano. We don't get enough frost to kill that stuff. So if you live in a climate where you don't get a whole bunch of frost, like Southern California, anywhere in the South, Arizona, places like that, and as you walk through the garden, you see stuff that need to be picked. If you live in any of those climates, think twice of what you're pulling and why. Because I understand you're making space, especially if you're going to have a fall garden. But just think about it. Just like this celery, not going to pull that. Technically, celery is a cold weather plant. It will grow in the summer. I grew that the whole summer. But it grows very slowly in the summer. I find that my celery grows a lot better when it's cooler temperatures. So I'm leaving that celery. Also, when it gets hot, celery tends to do this, which is both. I don't know if y'all can see them seeds or not, but I'm going to do a video on how to collect celery seeds, because those seeds are ready. But yeah, I ain't going to keep y'all too long. Y'all see the worms got my kale a little bit. Can y'all tell it's kind of ate up a little bit? I think I did a video on that, but I got rid of them suckers. Yeah, I got rid of them suckers. So, man, that's pretty much what I wanted to come and talk to y'all about. I hope that information was helpful. I hope it gives, some people some guidance on what to do or what not to do. And until next time, man, I'll see you guys later.